I don't know about you guys, but that's the last straw. It's so I don't see how Democrats are not hammering away at this budget plan. You're cutting half of all non-defense discretionary spending. 42% of all non-defense discretionary spending. You're cutting the EPA. Apparently, you don't care about clean water or clean air. You're boosting defense spending when we actually need to be cutting that because, like I said, we spend more than the next seven countries combined, and you're cutting Medicare, you're cutting food stamps, you're cutting Section 8 housing. This is pretty much an attack on poor people. And now you're gonna eliminate loan forgiveness for students who go into public service, and you're gonna make it harder for them to have to pay back their student loans. Democrats, you can win off this alone in the 2018 midterms, but yet they're too busy talking about Russia, too busy talking about Rob Porter, too busy talking about Stormy Daniels, and when it comes to actual policy, they don't want to talk about it. They want to deflect because they know that they can't win on these issues. They always fold over because their donors don't want them to talk about these particular issues. This is what their donors want. But wait, there's more. That's a little Billy Mays reference for you. But Trump is also implementing a infrastructure program, or he is proposing it. And this is actually being proposed by Gary Cohn. And if you don't know who Gary Cohn is, he was actually the president of Goldman Sachs, and now he's the chief economic advisor to Donald Trump. And he is actually proposing a 1.5 trillion infrastructure plan, and it only has 200 billion in public spending. So that means there is 1.3 trillion dollars that's left to be paid for. And who's going to cover that? Well, it's going to be by privatization. So this article is from The Week, and it says, in the infrastructure plan, which envisions leveraging 200 billion in federal funds into 1.5 trillion in investment, the Trump administration is pushing federal officials to sell off, privatize, or otherwise dispose of a broad array of government assets, including Dulles and Reagan National Airports, freeways, aqueducts, electrical facilities in the South, West, and Pacific Northwest. The budget also sets aside 150 million to explore privatizing the International Space Station. Wow. All right, first off, why should roads even be a private thing? I mean, think about who are going to be affected the most by private roads. It's mostly going to be middle class and lower class families that have to get to where they need to be, and they're going to get nickel and dined by these people on Wall Street and Goldman Sachs. And people like Bernie Sanders actually touted an infrastructure bill too, but there was a big difference. He wasn't going to privatize it. And if this infrastructure program passes, you're going to see toll after toll after toll. And when you look at his proposed budget, when you look at his infrastructure program, I thought Trump was supposed to be looking out for the little man. And it seems like, according to his budget, this is going to affect middle class and low income families the most. And there are other ways to reduce the deficit without cutting spending for that demographic of people.